and welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, episode 11 now. And just before we start, if you're enjoying the content, please drop a like on the video, drop my channel a sub, just to see, if you're enjoying the series, if it's what I want me to carry on. I have got a few other ideas of a couple of other saves I could maybe take on, but I am really enjoying this one, so I'd like to hope that people out there watching it are enjoying it as well. So after that, let's get on with the episode. So last time out we played FC Basel, a good 3-1 win in the group stage, which I think pretty much gave us a good chance of going through. So it's a win today against Red Bull Salzburg. I believe that's who we've got today. I'm pretty sure it is. A win today would, I think, see us through, as long as Seville see off FC Basel. But at the same time, I'd be hoping maybe Basel could eke a result out of them, leaving us a chance to beat Seville in the last game to go through top. But to be honest, I'd happily go through second and be guaranteed that. So bit of a tough one, but we'll see how it goes. But first of all, we've got to beat Salzburg today. We are in November now, so this season's a bit weird, like we touched on at the start of the series. You can see my season's nearly over. In terms of games, I mean, in months wise, it does go till April, but they do start. I mean, that's the cup really, but St Patrick's Day, 17th of March, is the last league game, which is against Dynamo Kiev. So it's going to be a bit of a strange season, but I am going to focus now more so on the Champions League games, because I just think this series needs to sort of speed along a little bit. We're trying to win the Champions League. It's very unlikely to happen in the first season. It's going to take at least a couple of years, I would imagine, a couple of seasons, I'd imagine, getting the players in that I want, clearing out some of the players I don't want, that sort of thing. So since last episode against that Basel game, we've played a league game and a cup game. We played Zoya away from home. We got a nice 2-0 win. We did have a red card quite late on for two yellows, but Facundo Ferreira did get 2 goals, one early on in the second minute and then just on the hour mark. Again, dominated the game pretty comfortably. It was quite a fairly rotated team. It wasn't a completely rotated team, but it's more rotation due to injuries and that sort of thing, kind of forced changes rather than actually resting the players, because I always knew I'd be resting the players in the cup game against MFK Mykolaiv. No idea. So it was the quarter-final, a good 2-0 win. They are a team in the division below, so it was always expected. Again, a complete rotated team here in this game. The goalkeeper's following on from one of the previous episodes, earlier on. We've still got a bit of a goalkeeper dilemma, but hopefully I think today it is kind of going away a little bit. So we've got a few of the goalkeeper, at least one of our goalkeepers back, I believe, for this game, going into the crunch games in the Champions League. We got Zubkov just on the half-time mark, and then just before the end, young striker Lukanov doubled that lead to see us comfortably through 2-0. They didn't have a shot on target. Possession was fairly comfortable. Almost 50% conversion for shots on target to shots, so fairly happy. Looking at the league, also have a quick look at the league table. It's not the key feature, but we have pulled away a little bit now with 5 points clear. The next couple of games are fairly tough games. We've got mid-table Chernomorets, but they are quite a good team. We've got a rival there with Donetsk, Olympic Donetsk. We've got so a few tough games style coming up. So leading into that last game against Dynamo Kiev, which obviously is in March, there's a long way to go in terms of time. Some sort of winter break, I imagine, and things like that. We'll see that as we get there. I'm not overly familiar with the Ukrainian league, so I'm finding out as well. We've got the semi-final there of the cup, which is against Chernomorets, who we've also got in the league after Red Bull Salzburg. But I think we'll finish there and we'll jump into the Red Bull Salzburg game. So I'll see you at the squad screen shortly. So this is the lineup we go with. We have got Kiota back in goal now. The regular back three is as it was. The 2 wing backs are as we expect. It's Maley and Cerna. Then we've got Fred and Stepanenko in the middle, and Ferreira, Romero and Tyson up front. We're not really missing too many players. We've still got the backup goalkeeper injured, who was number 1 for a little while, as Piotr was injured, but then he got injured himself, of course. We've still got Butko injured, but I think he's out for a while. 6 weeks and 3 months, so he'll be back for the second half of the season, but struggling now. and we've got, that's it for injury. So we are picking up on the injury front. So we jump into the game with the usual kind of squad. They are the whipping boys of this group so far. They haven't got a point on the board. I'd be very disappointed if we didn't take all three here. Very defensive setup there, 4-2-1-2-1. I guess that would be really defensive 4-3-3 if you want to look at it another way, I suppose. Ismaili is a little bit struggling for fitness here. He's only obviously just returned back as well. We had a bit of a problem with the left backs as well, didn't we? So he's just back as well. I'll send the assistant to the tunnel. And I just realised I've just done the assistant for the team talks again, which, like I say, off my offline save of Arsenal seemed to go pretty well, but in this save so far it hasn't always gone to plan. But the starting one here has gone okay. Maybe we won't try and let him do the half-time ones. Good start here. We got the ball, got a chance to get on the attack pretty early, and I thought it was going to be a goal then. Not too sure what happened. They've got two injuries, one to their right back and one to their striker. So be very confident about getting something here. But they have got an early free kick, and is that a penalty? It is a penalty. And this is not the start we'd be looking for. Be the first shot on target and the first shot on target in the game, and it is. The injured striker bangs it away. Wow, so there we were talking about automatic promotion, but I mean, really, it's up against us and they're on the attack again, but we've got the chance to really strongly counter here. Romero on the ball. Probably wasn't the best ball from Fred, but it's worked out okay. And Tyson's there. It's an fairly instant reply. What's that? 3 minutes later. So that's a great counter attack there. I thought the ball to Romero was a bit early from Fred, but he finds a good ball to Ferreira on the break here. And look at the body just bursting into the middle, and Tyson there unmarked at the back post. That is exactly the tonic we needed, and hopefully we can just push on that now and build into this game. So we've got another highlight here. We've got a throw in there. Ismaili to Ferreira. Back to Fred. Cerna. Out to Ismaili. Romero, and he heads just wide. It looks like Seville are winning in their game. Yeah, definitely looks like they're winning in their game. As we come forward here, Fred out to Cerna. It's Tyson, and a shot on target, but not really troubling the goalkeeper. And as it stands, I think that would put us through. It would, yeah. They can only get 7 points from the last game, so. But it would also see, obviously, Sevilla legally, and there's the win. There's the lead and goal. So Romero gives us the 2-1 lead. I'm not sure. Yes, that sees Sevilla as comfortable league winners, group winners. So we'll see this in 3D. Ismaili, yeah, great header from Romero. Get another highlight here, just on the 35-minute mark, but we lose out. And they've got a chance to counter themselves. It's a good save by Pietro. Come forward with Cerna. I'm just wondering if Basel did get something here. Stepanenko, and I'm not sure what's happened there. We'll have a look at the highlight. That was just that. Oh, something's been disallowed, is it? Must have been an offside there. We've hit the post, and I think the keeper's made a fantastic save there. As we get the corner, Cerna comes back to him. Can he whip another one in? He's let it go out for the throw, and the highlight in. Carries on here though. Ferreira out to Stepanenko. Can he play that right with Cerna? He can. And he whips it straight at the goalkeeper. Yeah, so my train of thought was, and it looks like Basel have got back in the game. I was just thinking, if they can win the game, I think we still have a chance in the last game to do something. But obviously it puts the pressure on in terms of getting out of the group. I'm not sure if Basel win, if we're guaranteed to get through. I'm not too sure. And we arrive at half time, so a good comfortable 2-1 lead. I've just noticed Danny Ings has scored for Liverpool. Strange things do happen. I'm just trying to see if there's any other strange scores. Where's the Seville score? He's done alright. I've just realised I let him do it again, but he's doing alright. So if Basel win, they go up to 7 and Seville drop down to 11, so it would open the group right up. I think we would still progress ahead of Basel on the head-to-head. I think that's how it's done. I think it's head-to-head, so I think we'd be okay. We get a highlight here. Pietov plays it out to centre-back. Stepanenko over to Fred, and he puts Ferreira through. Can he find a square ball? He does. Romero, and I'd say that's probably this game out of sight now, quite comfortably. So we'll see Stepanenko finds his midfield partner Fred. Great through ball there to Ferreira into the open space. Square ball for Romero. Great finish. So yeah, so far, I mean, I'd say goal difference and head to head, whichever one it is, I'd say we're probably doing better than Basel at the moment. Kitski, it's cleared to their injured striker De Boer. Stepanenko collects it. Over to Cerner, finds Tyson, but he is tackled. Oh, and there's a stray ball there, Romero, and that's a wild shot. So I think about now we're looking at getting some subs. Just with a few, again, big fixtures coming up, some close fixtures coming up. We'll take Ismaili off, we'll get Azevedo on. Is there anyone else that particularly needs some game time? I think we'll bring Stepanenko off for Patrick. Hasn't featured too much. And we will try and get Cerner off. Have I got anyone that can play on the right? I don't think I have. Bogdanikov's as defender. That's probably as close as I'm going to get. I think we'll be okay with that. He can do that job. His role stability suggests not, but he should be okay. And Sevilla have taken a late lead against Basel. It's just across the top there on the news ticker. So that's pretty much the group set. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that as second place, guaranteed through to knockout rounds. I mean, depending on how the groups finish, and Basel do hit a last minute consolation. Red Bull Salzburg do hit a last minute compensation. It's pretty dire defending. We've got the numbers there, and it's just a through ball straight through the middle, and an injured striker just walks through our team and scores the goal. But yeah, so second place. It depends how the groups are set. You know, finishing first can sometimes, you know, be the bad thing to do, because you can get a tough team in the next round. Whereas finishing second sometimes, if there's been a few shocks, you know, a few surprise league leaders. We'll have a look at it shortly and see how some of them are looking and who we could be potentially getting. And can we get a last minute goal here? No, it looks like it's going to end 3-2. A bit closer than it perhaps should have been. They scored an early goal and then a very, very late goal. We scored quite a quick responder to the first one, and then the others were kind of, you know, the middle period of the game. So I think we can take some positives from that, and I'm happy to I was just reading what he said. I'm happy to do that team talk. It seems to be when he says nothing specific to address right now, and we might win 5-0 when he has nothing to address, and they all get upset and it all goes wrong. So I think that should. So we get 1.3 for that win. We are qualified through, as I thought. Well, as we knew, and this player here is apparently wanted by Arsene Wenger, so we'll drop a scout on him. I can't imagine if he's wanted by Arsenal. There's all some big teams there. He's wanted by some big teams. I can't imagine he'd be of interest. You know, we'd be of interest to him. 20 determination. He's got some good stats there. I'm not sure where he's been there the whole time. He has. So interesting little player there. I do like to read these reports just to get an idea of, you know, some players that are being watched by different managers and stuff. You know, particularly when I'm managing Arsenal, it pinpoints out some maybe players I didn't know about, or that my scouts had missed, something like that. So it's a good little thing to read and have a little look at. But I think that's going to conclude this episode. We'll jump back in, so I'll play the games offline now. I'll play Shakhtar Donetsk and Karpaty, and we'll come back for that Seville game. It's kind of a dead rubber now. We can maybe give a few other players a bit of a game, but we'll come back for that, and then we'll see how we get on in the draw. Obviously we'll play a few league games here in December, and then we jump to March. So obviously Champions League's going to fall in that little period before, so it's going to be a lot of back-to-back games. We may do the knockout as a back-to-back episode and then see how that goes and jump back in. League game-wise, I don't think there's anything there. Certainly not in these next 3 games that are worth looking at. So, we did say we're going to have a look at some of the groups and see what we're looking at, but some of them are quite close, so it's probably a bit pointless at the moment because there could be a few swings. So we'll come back next time for the Seville game, and we'll see who we get in the knockout as well. So until then, see you next time.